Before we go any further, I want to freely admit that I don't have the evidence to prove that this story is true, but that shouldn't stop you from believing. Have you ever heard the legend of how the Hobo climbed Mount Shasta? Well, one day the Hobo receives word that a wrestling legend up in Portland, Oregon wants to work with him on a television show. That man is Roddy Piper, and the Hobo knows that he can't let this opportunity slip through his fingers. He's only got 3 days to get there from where he is in Hollywood, California. So he grabs his things and he hops a cannonball for what he thinks is going to be a fairly leisurely journey. It's 1,000 miles, and it'll take a day, but it's a straight shot. As the train approaches Mount Shasta, however, he notices that the engine is beginning to pull to the right. It's on a different rail, and something is very wrong. As it slows to a stop, he realizes that the entire mountain is in his way, and he is going to have to climb it in order to get to Portland, Oregon. He begins to ascend Mount Shasta, and it's cold, covered with snow, and incredibly tall, 14,000 feet. The weather, it wears on him. It gets colder, and he slows. It gets harder to breathe. He slows still until all of a sudden he blacks out. He comes to in a cave. He doesn't know how he got there, but he's glad he's not frozen dead. He looks down at his foot and realizes there's a bandage and that one of his toes is missing. Frostbite can be a cruel mistress. He wants to know who saved him from that frozen tundra. And he sees a figure in the corner. It's tall. Looks like it's wearing a fur coat. No, that's not a fur coat. That's a Yeti. There's a Yeti in this cave. The Hobo grabs a rock to defend himself. He raises it high above his head, and the Yeti stops him and says, No, I saved you. I brought you into this cave. I wrapped your foot. The Hobo's taken aback. He puts down the rock, realizes what time it is and that he must leave, but first he says, Thank you. Thank you, noble and majestic beast, for saving my life. He heads out of the cave and realizes that the Yeti had brought him even closer to the railroad tracks on the other side of the mountain. There he catches another train up to Portland, where he meets the legend himself, Roddy Piper, who is elated to see him. There he's given a match. He wins that match. He gets the winner's purse. And then he gets a bonus from Roddy Piper himself right out of his own pocket. Now, if that isn't a hobo legend, I don't know what is.